Seaweed is one of the largest, underutilized, and valuable resources on the planet. It contains an abundance of nutrients and has applications across many industries while acting as a sea filtration system. Harnessing the full environmental and economic benefits of seaweed will require a change in thinking. SeaChange Biochemistry is a Nova Scotia, Canada-based company that has designed a zero-waste biorefinery to extract high-value chemicals from seaweed, which are being used in natural health products. So Sabrena, can you describe the process you've created to extract multiple valuable compounds from seaweed, while at the same time you're minimizing the waste of biomass?
So traditional extraction processes would typically target one valuable compound from a biomass and then discard the rest of it as waste. That's a lost economic opportunity, but it's also a really unsustainable, wasteful way to do things. And I thought, well, there's got to be a better way to do this. And there is. So we used green chemistry as our guide. And the number one principle of green chemistry is to prevent waste, which is a significant difference than use waste. Use waste is good, but prevent waste is better. So the way that we do that is we take a holistic approach of the biomass and we think of nothing of waste.
Well, I was amazed to learn about how many different applications and uses there are coming out of seaweed. Yeah. What does the universe of applications look like for you, and what are you most excited about?
That is actually the most powerful thing about using seaweed as a biomass. Not only is it sustainable, but it can be used in so many different industries, all the way from drug scaffolding, wound healing, down to industrial things like metal rod production and textile production. For us, we target nutraceuticals, cosmetics, and the newest thing we're targeting, which I'm very excited about, is bioplastics. And specifically, it'll be a bioplastic film for agriculture, which we're partnering with another company. They actually make the film, we provide the ingredient.
One of the biggest challenges we're facing as humanity and the environment is acidification of oceans. And part of what you're doing is help solve that problem. How does that element of it work?
So what seaweed is very good at is taking the nutrients in the water and turning it into valuable biomass. So one of the things that it removes from the ocean is CO2 and uses it to build up its biomass. So taking that out of the ocean reduces ocean acidification, which is good for the plants and animals in the ocean.
Going back to the beginning of the process, how do you actually get the seaweed harvested and then cultured and grown?
We actually just get 1 or 2 pieces of seaweed from storm toss, so it's already been detached and it's just floating around in the surf. So we get a little piece that has a reproductive tissue on it, and then we take it into our seaweed nursery and grow it up into little baby seaweeds that are on a spool. If you think of a spool of thread, it's very similar to that. And then we take it out to our ocean farm and we unwind it onto bigger ropes. And then it'll grow into it's almost like clothes on a clothesline. And seaweed can grow astoundingly fast, which is another remarkable thing about it.
There's a big growth in the industry, and that's resulting in a lot of investment coming in. So for your business, how has it been going about attracting capital?
We have been incredibly fortunate to have investment right from the start. And ours has been a little bit of different from, I would say, your typical startup in Halifax, because all of our investment has come from rural investors, people that are actually in the fisheries industry. And it resulted in us also having a plant to use for 3 years.
And you work
cost.
with them also, right?
Yeah, and it helped us a lot during the pandemic, because what you'll find in rural areas is a lot of resiliency. Like, we couldn't get equipment, so we had to make it. Literally, we found one piece of what would have been really expensive equipment in a barn,
right?
And we had to somehow make it work.
And they make it work.
Yeah.
It's like a MacGyver.
Yeah, very much so.
So Sabrena, in terms of expansion plans from here, what's next for SeaChange?
We have a partner company on the west coast of Canada on Vancouver Island. We have 2 projects there. One, as I mentioned, the bioplastics. And also we're looking at the chance to grow red seaweed out there at a commercial scale, which has never been done outside of Asia. So red seaweed, similar to what we're doing with the brown seaweed, we'll build a process to take multiple high-value compounds, but they'll be different compounds than the brown seaweed.